Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, John Harcar, and I'm here today with Brian Iverson. And what we're going to talk about today is building more sustainably. Remember guys, at Investor Fuel, we help investors, service providers, really all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their business by being able to have the tools to grow the business they want to grow and live that life that they want to live. Brian, welcome to our show.
Hey, welcome, John. I'm pleased to be here, and I'm smiling. I have a giddy grin on my face, and I'm excited.
I love it, and I'm excited to talk about our topic of building more sustainably. I think that's what our world needs as a whole. But before we get into all that, tell our audience a little bit about you, your background, and kind of what got you here.
Okay, well, I'll tell you the fun version. I think I'm the first person to get fired as a realtor. Okay. Yep, I did. I ran an ad that said, this is Hobbs and Herder. I ran an ad that said I was going to guarantee my commissions. Oh, wait a minute. I got 14 listings. Okay. I already had 90 to begin with. Okay. So my best year, I closed 268 transactions with one assistant. I made the money. She kept the money, and that was it. If the deal was falling apart, don't call me, because it's just commissionectomy. Didn't want anything to do with it. Yep. So it's but I forgot I ran the ad twice, and next week I had 26 people reached out, and I was now going to have more listings than the next 4 producers combined. So they fired me.
Commission or my commission.
I did. Yes. Yep. It was a Hobbs and Herder advertising marketing thing. Guarantee your commissions. It didn't guarantee the selling side commission. Just as a listing agent, you guaranteed them. So yeah. So the next year, I closed 268 transactions. I went to work for another company, top listing agent in the Midwest. So I have a fun history and background, and I've designed 750 places that have been built, and I'm a certified energy auditor. So I have a crazy skill set, being very fortunate.
Have you always been in real estate, or is this something that, a career that came on, after you already started doing something else?
I'm 60, I'll be 65 this year. So started out in 1974, went to work for the neighbor doing sheetrock. Okay. So I hauled sheetrock, hauled block, hauled brick, hauled 2x4s, plywood, you name it. Don't stop. Keep moving, bend over, don't turn around, don't talk. Yep.
So you built it all, and then you got into to being an agent, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. What were some of the challenges, I think, when you got into being an agent? From doing obviously you sound like you're doing some construction type of work.
Yep, I'm a journeyman carpenter, and so when I got out of high school, I went to school for 2 years, VOTEC school, for architecture and civil engineering, and so unfortunately, I had some bad people on the job, they were shooting at each other with 16-penny nail guns.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And the one guy got a nail right above the eyeball, right into the bone.
Oh.
And I fired them all and said, I'm done. And I think 30 days later, on the back of a Cheerios box, and probably $25, I got a real estate license.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cheerios box at $25. You know that was a long time ago.
That might have been a little bit made up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. Okay, so talk to me. You gave me an interesting stat. You know, you were an agent, then you went to work with a bank, right? And you said you helped their foreclosures, and you closed 3,000 foreclosures.
Yep. So in March 14th of 2006 is when the media said that gas was going to $4 a gallon. And on that day, up to that day, I'd sold 150 lots a year. Mm-hmm. And after that day, I sold 8, and they were all for 50 cents on the dollar. So that's 2006. So real estate started going down then, not in 2008. 2008, we were already swimming at the bottom. And so you rolled this cycle down, and everybody, they threw all the TARP money and everything else at the country, but it was on the way down. Well, you can't throw money on the way down. You got to wait till it hits the bottom and then throw the money at the bottom and ride that sucker back up. So you got to be a little bit patient. And I thought you said we only had 25 minutes. Okay, so in 2006, I'm not going to say I was retired, but I went to the gas and oil industry and figured out how to turn fly ash into ceramic beads for fracking. Whole nother subject. But the local bank, they were in trouble, and they ended up foreclosing on 3,000 properties. But they had to hire somebody with a broker's license in order to manage all the real estate. So I managed that section for the bank. But in 26 months, we could only sell 1,000 properties. And I mean, they were 25, 30, 40 cents on the dollar, just unloading them for whatever. Yeah. But the valuation of the bank was going down so fast, real estate was going down so fast, didn't make a difference what all the ancillary other products that they had, insurance, mortgages, and they were all busy, but the valuation went down too fast, and they tipped over.
Okay. So why the pivot to building sustainably?
I've always been a conservation guy, always been an ecology guy. Sat in North Dakota and thought of my first product, and I don't know, where are you located at, John?
Personally, I'm in Boise, Idaho.
You're in Idaho.
Yes.
I was in the gas and oil industry in Dillon, Montana.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're in cold country, right? So yes. Like a Yeti cooler, you put ice into the Yeti cooler, and sooner or later the ice will all become water. Okay, it doesn't make any difference. Mother Nature is going to win. But I wanted to minimize the ability of Mother Nature to affect your pocketbook. So I created and invented, thermalstuds.com is the website, thermal studs. And I created studs originally that minimize the ability of Mother Nature to come through the wall, not including in the cold, but also in the heat. Yeah. So in the heat, we air condition with using electricity, and the cost of that BTU is 3 times as much as the value of a natural gas. So the return on investment is 3 times as fast. So I kept on inventing. I literally made a stud hold 8,600 pounds. So you can build a 5-story building and still be 24 inches on center and the bottom.
Did you have all this prior knowledge to do all this, or is this stuff that you just learned over time, or?
No, just came to me. The first stud came to me. Then there's 5 studs in total. There's a metal stud that I made a serpentine belt out of that slows down the heat on a commercial building. Now I have appointments in the next couple of days. We have so if your crowd base is mostly investors, they're looking for, if you can reduce the heating and cooling bill over the lifetime of the building, you just.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Made the building worth more money. So I can prove it that we have the most energy efficient buildings in the planet. We have the most energy efficient houses in the planet, all built on our studs. In fact, there's a passive house in Logan, Utah, 14,000 square feet, and they cut their air changes per hour. You know, the amount of air that comes through your walls, and your curtains and drapes are moving, kind of like in the old days. They hit 0.0457 their very first try, 14,000 square feet. So we just, I gotta, yeah. So ask away.
What made you decide to do this?
Literally
what
came
popped
to me
in
and
your head that said like, hey, I need to do this.
I fried out on real estate a few times. So if you got real estate people here, right, we fry out. You can sell real estate at 3 a.m. You just, you just keep going, and you become a machine.
Yep.
And I became a machine. So I didn't want to go back into real estate, so I started trying to figure out how to reinvent myself in doing something. And went to the gas and oil industry, tried to figure out how to build roads. I mean, I built roads, 24 miles of them, but I just wanted to go do something else. And all of a sudden, one day, this R19 T-stud comes to me, and we can't make enough of them. The guy who is manufacturing, he's 10 weeks out all the time. So I kept on inventing more and more solutions to stop Mother Nature from coming through the floor, the walls, and the roof. And now we have all the assemblies, and we're licensing that technology out to anybody and everybody. Yep.
So tell us about your company, right? Tell us about this product that you invented and stuff. Tell us how it helps, why people should use it, etc.
Okay, so let's just talk walls. The exterior of a house, the house that you're in right now, I guarantee you that there's probably 18% of your exterior wall is a solid connection, a bridge from your pocketbook to Mother Nature on the outside, all through those studs. And so in a thermal imaging camera, all of those studs, if it's colder out today, those studs are not blue, though they're red. They show up red. And so that's conduction. Then you get convection, it goes into your insulation, and then the cavity starts to radiate. So you have convection, conduction, and radiation happening all the time. And unless you're gonna make net zero energy ready, passive certified, LEED certified, unless you're gonna do all that, you have to unhook all of what's going on the outside. So our first products had 98% complete disconnect from the outside to the inside, and now we're 100%. And so we have the least expensive solution to solve for affordable housing. We have the two most energy efficient Habitat for Humanity houses in Mason City, Iowa. They're cut their utility bills in half. We have houses and buildings 75% reduction of BTUs. I have a house on the south shore of Lake Superior, and that one is 2,500 square feet. They heat the garage, and their utility bill is $45 a month. That's it for everything. Yeah. So I'm a sustainability guy. Affordable housing, you can literally set the walls on a Habitat house and walls on the roof probably in 4 hours and be gone. And then that's you're ready to set the windows the next day, put on a metal roof or whatever you're going to do the next day. It's all dried in anyway. And you can't tell me that you can't finish that house in 28 days after that. So
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
oh, yes.
So is this a product that you're just now bringing to market, or is this
No.
a product that's been on market?
As you know, and if you have builders that are listening to this, you suckers are allergic to change. Okay, you're worse than anybody. Okay, you're allergic to change. All right, so we had to fix that. Okay, I'm being a smart aleck, but we had to fix that, right? We had to keep going and using the products that you use every single day. We had to do that, and so I kept on making it simpler, but it just didn't come. You just don't wake up one day and you're gonna be an inventor. You don't. Nobody does that. You just have to think of stuff along the way. And I have 200 shareholders that believe in me. And it finally got to the point where you're actually my first person to talk to forever. I actually had to write it all out. I had to write it out in a book called Carbonless, and it's on Amazon now. I had to write it all down so I could, because I can't talk enough. So you're actually my first podcast, but literally, we made the houses and buildings more energy efficient that it changed the HVAC system in whole.
Okay. So now where is your business at? What does your business look like? Kind of what's the trajectory? Where are you guys going? How is this going to be a new trend?
Absolutely. You can't stop energy codes from coming, and you have to have a solution, and we're the only deliverable that's out there. So for your people, if they've heard of a SIP panel, structural insulated panel, OSB on both sides and foam stuck in the middle, and that's been the kind of the new kid on the block for 20 something years, and we just tipped them over. I was in Canada a month and a half ago with a Hutterite colony straight north of you, actually, in Saskatchewan, and they want to do a gymnasium 26 feet tall. And so I told them exactly how to do it. They can stand up walls like precast concrete panels, and it'll hold 1,500 pounds or something a foot. And you can, I talked to one company today, and they want to know if they can set up tents on a job and actually build all these panels on a job without a factory. And I said, absolutely. So we're licensing off the technology. So as an inventor, you have a choice. Either you can go ahead and manufacture, but you got to remember that you own all the IP. So we have 20 issued patents and 4 pending, and thousands and thousands of houses and buildings out there to prove up that there's valuation in what we did. And we made the wall effective, and now we make the roof and the floor effective. So, as time goes on, unfortunately for us, we see more and more people living in apartments and condos, townhouses, and less being able to afford an affordable house. So I did meet at a city the other day. Nebraska evidently has 5 cities that'll pay you to move there, but they have no commerce, right? So you move there, there's no jobs to be had. So we can literally you can set up shop for about $150,000 and start making panels and roof panels and floor panels and flat pack and ship them all over the country. So I created an opportunity for everybody who was listening. But the end result is these are 50 to 75% more energy efficient than what energy code calls for today.
Now, when you say you make an opportunity for everybody out there, do you mean like an opportunity to go and start a business?
Yep.
Selling these?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I've sold, I sold 6 licenses in 2.5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And these people are already up and running.
Wow. What kind of cost is involved to get it up and running?
$50,000 for a license, and actually there's 50 different wall panel, floor panel, roof panel to test out. All you got to do is test out one, prove that you know how to make them, and we put all the rest of the testing into a library, and you're qualified to be able to make them all. We just We just pick up a little royalty piece, 30 cents a square foot for a royalty, and we manage the system.
Okay.
But I'm the mouthpiece. I can, being a certified energy auditor, I just run the math,
Okay.
and the math is the math.
Cost and time efficiency for a builder with this product versus traditional products.
We maybe shouldn't have gone down that path. A lumber yard typically makes 35-40%, and on a house. And if I'm going to say that because you buy everything wholesale, like if you bought a license, John, we teach you how to buy all the lumber, same prices as lumber yards. We teach you how to buy all the foam, cheaper than anybody. We teach you how to buy everything wholesale. And so your cost of goods for all 7 control layers, so whoever understands that on this, from the studs to 100% thermally broken structure. We filled part of the cavity with foam, 1,000 pounds per lineal foot. So you get the sheathing, a water-resistant barrier, you get all that. Your cost of goods is $6.93. So if you make $4 a square foot profit, you can do a house a day, about $7,500 a day gross profit margin. Yep, flat pack and ship.
What about the time? Is there any time benefits?
I did sell a license to a gentleman. Well, I can already tell you. Gary Hess is in upstate New York. He is a Superior Walls franchise. So Superior Walls has a thermally broken wall assembly for a foundation. And they bring the crane out there and they set that whole wall assembly for your foundation in about 3 hours. Well, he bought a franchise from us. Now he's going to be he's already there with the crane. He can set the floor, the wall, and the roof, and he's gone in 8-9 hours. Yeah, so we created a system, but it took a long time. But it was sitting in front of you, John. You just didn't know how to put A, B, C, D, and F, and we have millions of dollars invested into this, and it didn't all come. I just kept on trying to figure out how to make it inexpensive, and I just figured it out. It just all of a sudden it's like, dumb, that was right in front of me. So
why do you think people aren't using more of this type of material or processes or whatever?
We've never been commercially available. Okay. People would call in and the orders would just keep on coming, and you'd swipe their credit card and off you go. Mm-hmm. So we have to find more people to manufacture everything, and we get about 1,000 stud orders a day, and they can't make 1,000 in a week. And so for your listeners, if you want a well, there's no guarantees in life, but if you want the best thing that's out there, we are not a mousetrap. We're a reality. I can't stand mousetraps. Your shades behind you, they save energy, right? They stop the wind from blowing in, the whole 9 yards. That's a mousetrap. Yep. It's total sales. But when I was in real estate, I did not, I represented 4 builders at the same time, and every builder had to build exactly the same way. Because I didn't use sales. I just delivered the facts. And so you walked in the door, I designed you a house, priced the whole house out. You walked out 3-4 hours later with a signed contract, and then they started building your house. They just went fast, but you had to have a deliverable. And until the deliverable came, which was December 15th, I put it all together, all of it. Yep.
What are the challenges right now of growing your business or getting it more out there so people are more aware of this?
Well, I wrote the book first, and second, you're the first podcast that I'm going to be on, and I'd like to be on others. I'd like to teach people this. At 65, you don't know how long you're going to have to walk the face of the earth. And the next book is going to be How to Build a House in 28 Days. And as some of your listeners, if you're a developer, builder, there's a lot of people who can't afford a 20% margin for builders anymore. And I can't believe how much a 2,400 square foot house costs in the country. But I just saw one the other day, $850,000. Now, I'm old, okay? So I remember when that was really cheap, but still, it's like I'm going to build a dad pad next to my kids' house down here in Chattanooga, and 400 square feet on the main floor, 400 up. It's designed no wasted space, no nothing, but 100% thermally broken through the wall, the floor, and the roof. I probably have air conditioning mostly, but I'd say $25, $30 a month. That's it.
What does something like that cost to build?
I think I'm going to have 70,000, maybe 65,000 in the driveway, all the walls, the floor. I'll set it up on posts, the sewer, water, and that. I mean, this is all material. I'll build the whole thing myself, but we're going to set the whole thing, 2 stories and all. We will set it maybe 5-6 hours. Yeah. So Gary Hess is going to come down, and some of the other people that do Superior Walls, they're going to come and use this as a training, and they're right. So we're all going to get here, and it'll all be laid out. All the panels will be here. Just come in on one truck, and we'll just set them as fast as you can go. Yep.
What other information or facts or things should our audience know about building sustainably, about our topic?
There's in Europe, there's sometimes I keep going back to the wall. Why do you solve for the wall? Is that because all the windows, the doors, and everything, all the openings, the electrical, everything is in the wall, right. And the wall holds up the roof, and the wall takes the brunt of Mother Nature. Okay, so you have to start with the wall. You solve for the wall, you solve for the rest. Actually, the rest is a no-brainer. And but in Europe, some of the wall assemblies have 28 layers. Like, holy crap! This is complete insanity. So we just have, you have studs like you normally build them. We tried to figure out a pour foam, but we couldn't pour in a foam panel in 40 minutes. And so that wasn't sustainable. We can spray one in 5 minutes, switched over to a HFO blowing agent. And if somebody's making notes, I'm talking pretty fast because I did swallow some coffee before we started. And global warming potential is 4. That's it. But the operational carbon reduction for your investors on the call is over the top. If you can rent out or lease out, or you own one of these structures, you can say you are fully sustainable. Your carbon footprint is probably in half. And commercial and industrial buildings, we got a 15,000 square foot building, $100 a month for electrical and heating. That's it.
What's the difference in environmental impact?
Okay. Environmental impact. You're from Boise, Idaho. During the pandemic, we were actually a Canadian company when they shut the border, and I got to the border and they wanted me to quarantine. We had just hired 40 people. 39 were considered inessential. And so we had to shut down, lost $2.8 million. And it took us 9 months to steal our equipment out of the country, 9 months. So there's something called embodied carbon, and there's operational carbon reduction. Most of your people listening probably, I'm going to say, unfortunately, don't care about embodied carbon. But if I'm in Chattanooga and you're in Boise, the amount of effort it takes for you to ship your studs from you to me in Chattanooga, that's called embodied carbon. That adds to the carbon footprint of my structure. Okay? Except for during the pandemic, I needed studs tomorrow. Well, you could get in a truck and drive them to me. Well, that was worth more money than trying to figure out embodied carbon. I just needed them. And I wanted them straight. Heaven forbid, what's a straight stud? So operational carbon reduction is going to win all the time because your structure is energy efficient for the life of the structure, not for as long as you're going to be there, but forever. So before I end, I gotta say one important fact. Please. And that is the more energy efficient that you make a structure. It doesn't make a difference if it's a tiny house or if it's an accessory dwelling unit, which you're now allowed to do in Boise. And it doesn't make a difference if you're a commercial building. So your HVAC system runs, and as long as it's running, you're controlling moisture, because we as people create moisture inside of a structure. But when you don't need heat and you don't need air conditioning, then your system doesn't run, but we still create moisture. So you have to have an ancillary system to dehumidify that space. Have to have. So don't forget. Sir, I remembered the most important part. Mold, can't stand mold. I did million square feet
No,
of
no,
mold.
no, 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 no. The mold is not a good thing. I've had a couple of different places that unfortunately had to experience that. Well,
Yep.
if our audience wants to reach out and maybe pick your brain on this a little bit more, maybe they want to
Yep.
get your book. How do they get in touch with you? How do they get the book?
Okay, the book is on Amazon. It's the only place we could still put it. Brian Iverson, Carbonless. So you just go type in Brian Iverson and Carbonless. Even in Canada, it's in Canada, and we make a whopping $6, and that's because it's full of colored photos. You can't look at thermal imaging cameras because you want to have the proof in the pudding.
Right.
And if they're all in gray and black and white, you can't tell. Is that good or bad, or I don't know what that is.
Right.
Anyway, and then the website is called Thermal Studs, THERMAL Studs.com. And you can find me, and I will talk to any one of your listeners.
Yeah.
Sustainability is a big story. It's a big part of every one of your followers, and I hope we get 1 million views.
I do too. And guys, you heard the invitation. He is more than happy to talk to you. And don't hesitate to reach out, right? Brian,
Yep.
thank you for coming on and sharing a lot of that. I know we probably could have talked for another 30 minutes. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you got some good information. Let's start building more sustainable. I love the idea.
Yep.
Brian, thank you again. And guys,
Yep,
hope
thanks,
you had a
John.
great show. See you on the next one.
That'd be great.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.